All right, so now I'm going to show you the roots exercise. Let me pull up my phone here and show you on the computer. So when you go on the portal, allow me to log in here. When you go on the portal, go to the load it. Mine's going to look a bit different than yours because I'm the teacher, obviously. Okay, and you go to assignments and you want to look under roots, and there'll always be the roots assignment. Now mine's going to be the teacher version, but you can push begin. Okay, you'll push begin just like we do on our 6-way paragraph answer completions. Okay, so you push questions and you'll come to the questions, and they're designed in sentence format. And what you'll be asked to do is to type the answer that goes into the blank. To add interest, the professor sprinkled her lectures with an anecdote. Notice it's not anecdotes. So as you're doing these, you need to have your book open in front of you. If you don't, you're a goofball, because you need to, number one, see the list, and number two, you need to know how to spell it. So you type in anecdote. Let's look at the number 2. After 10 years, Jose quit the ministry and announced that he was now an blank. Oop, I showed you the answer. Because he no longer believed in God. So the answer is atheist. Okay, you have to type that correctly. Earlier today, I had a young lady type ATHIEST. Or excuse me, yeah, IEST. And it marked it wrong, and she didn't know why. And I'm telling her, I had to tell her, it's because you typed it wrong, you spelled it wrong. Oh, okay. So she knew then to be more careful. Okay, the next one. Lulu cried when she saw her blank haircut. One side was 3 inches longer than the other. Asymmetrical. The bidder at the auction wished to remain anonymous. Blank rained when the protesters ran wild through the streets, shouting slogans, breaking windows, and overturning cars. Anarchy. Sheila is an blank, not knowing if there is a God. So that's an agnostic. The socialite is usually so gracious that her leaving without even saying thank you was and this is an odd moment, this is not normal, an anomaly. To fight her, or excuse me, yeah, to fight her. Maybe I typed that wrong. To help her, the doctor prescribed, oh, I get it. To fight her blank, the doctor prescribed iron pills, and that should be anemia. The dentist gave the patient blank before pulling all her teeth, and let's hope he gave her anesthetic. Okay, now, at the very bottom of your page, right down here, you're going to have a submit button. And what I've been teaching all day today is that right beside it is a pause button. I think it says save for later. Let's say you start this exercise. If you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to get up to get something, if you have to stop because the class ended, you have to push the pause button, the save for later button. If you do not, it is going to lock you out of the exercise, and you're going to have to email me and ask me to turn it back on. And sometimes I'm available, but sometimes I'm out doing something, or out, I'm busy and I don't check my email all day long. And it might be late at night until I read my emails when I finally, get cleaned up for bed and sit down. So you'll have to email me and I'll have to turn it back on. Now, the way to keep that from happening is if you need to pause for even just a minute or two, push the button down here. You have to click it and say save for later. And then it'll say, are you sure? You'll say yes. And then when you come back later, it will be right where you left off. Now, the nice thing about this exercise is you get 5 times to get your 100. And so let's say you do misspell atheist. Oh, you'll have to do all of them again, but this time you spell it correctly, you push submit, it'll be 100. Another thing, if you get your 100, don't do it anymore, because if you start over again, it's going to give you whatever you get on that next one. So like if you don't finish the next one, it'll give you the 20, like if you answer just part of it. it'll give you the low score instead of the 100. The 100 goes away once you start this again. So once you get your 100, you're done. Don't do it anymore. Okay, now these are due every Wednesday at 8 a.m. It turns off on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Now, if you're bleeding to death at the emergency room on Tuesday night and your mom emails me and tells me, I will just say don't do the exercise that week. But I'm giving these on Friday. So that's Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or excuse me, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days to do these little answers. And if you wait till Tuesday and you forget, I'm going to give you a 0 on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Okay, that's just, and if you're sick on Tuesday night, you better get out your iPad if you've not done it the other 4 days and get it done. Even if you're sick on Tuesday, you are still responsible for going and doing this assignment. I cannot say you're exempt just because you decided, to wait till the last minute and then you get sick. Do you understand that? So the best idea is just to do it on Friday. All right, now I'm going to show you the quiz. Okay, I've given everybody the quiz because I'm a horrible teacher. I'm actually showing you next Thursday's quiz. Now here's your job. I'm going to have you take this quiz. Okay, so come get it from me if you've been absent, but if you have it right now, take the quiz. This column are the roots that match up with the definitions of the roots. So let's do this together. First of all, you'll write your name at the top. Then you'll match them up. So same, the root that means same is homo, but you don't write homo there. You write the letter that represents the answer homo, so F. Okay? Not without is A with A and N. And the letter that represents A and N is A. Name is onym, and the letter that represents it is G. Now, if you cannot write clear, very well, and you can't read your own writing, and then you go to record your answers into the portal, and you can't even read your own handwriting, I am still counting it wrong when you put the wrong answer into the portal. This is you have to have knowledge and do well on this test, but you also have to be careful. So I'm crossing out my answers as I go along. I'm trying to write clearly, and I'm putting them all down. Okay, so finish those off, and you can check your answers in a moment. Now let me give you an example of how to do number 10 through 18. Number 10, killing the government leaders resulted in widespread anarchy. So you do not write anarchy in here. You write the letter which represents anarchy, which is L. Okay, so that'll be L. I marked through L. The next sentence, the blank denied the existence of God. That's not, I didn't know if there's a God, but he says there is no God. That's atheist, K. And then you keep going. Fill them all in. Pause the video right now, fill them all in and see how you do. And then when you turn it back on, it's going to have all the answers, okay? I'm going to go ahead and write them all down. Okay, I can mark off that I did all the answers. There are just enough answers for all the questions. I use them all, and these are the answers. Okay, so check your answers, and you have them, and this is the exact quiz on Thursday. Okay, you can even study this if you'd like. But now your homework is to give this to your parents. So have them read this, have them sign it. Here's another little note from me, and ask them to take the quiz. I want them to see that I quiz you over the roots and the words and how the roots are quizzed each week. This structure does not change. So have your parents take the quiz, and then you grade them with your answer key and see how they did. And then you bring this back to me on after the weekend and turn it into me for a responsibility grade, okay? So I want to remind you, you might want to go ahead and do your roots exercise. Open up your roots book when you're doing it so you can see the words and the spelling. And then you also need to make your roots flashcards, okay? And all of that is due after the weekend. I hope this helped, okay? This is really the way it works. Now, next week when you take the quiz for the next root, which is Ambi-Amphi, I'm going to be teaching this next Friday as well. So you'll start on this one, Ambi-Amphi, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 new roots. And so on this particular quiz, you'll have these roots plus the old roots, but only the words from the Ambi-Amphi quiz. So I'm going to send home another quiz next week so that you can see how that works. So let's get after this, okay? Good luck to your roots program this year. We want you to learn all the roots so that we can dissect words and kind of look at their meanings and their parts, and so that we can actually discern the meaning of a word, even though we don't have context clues, but we do have the roots or words within the words. Thank you. Bye-bye.